Hello everyone and welcome to Minecraft StaTech. And yeah, I've been sitting AFK for about a day and we got some stainless steel production set up. We have our chromium and our manganese, I believe it's called. We got our canthal, we got our EBF, freezer, EBF canthal, and freezer about to get set up. We need a LV energy input hatch. No biggie. Let's go ahead and slam it there. Need a bronze. So bam, bam. Alright, so we're going to want item pipes. We're going to put in, out, or no, just in. We're going to want the annealed hot ingot to go in here. Okay. And then we're going to want the regular ingot to come out. So that should be set up. Now we're going to want LV steam turbines. Three of these. What am I missing? Motors. Well, we just happen to have about a stacks. Since I moved and made a electric stone cutter, getting steel rods has never been easier, and that will basically allow us to get infinite motors. We've already got max base upgrades as well, so that's good. So 3 of the LV steam turbines. And fluid pipe. Yeah, we're gonna need more space before too long. Alright. So there's that. Alright, just making sure everything's working. Alright, so the annealed copper ingots, we need a place for them to go. We have a lot of quests complete, by the way. I did a lot of micro crafting yesterday. I didn't feel like it was quite worth streaming it. There's that. Yeah, let's go put an annealed up here. We might start a new row, honestly. How many different tree types do we have? Alright, 4 is good enough. We'll just... Let's see, it's 4 up, right? Yeah. Let's go ahead and lock everything. Can I lock... No. I thought there was like a lock all feature. That would be awesome. Right, hopefully that can connect. So we're gonna start annealed off on the top. Okay, it is working, which is good. So now, I don't think, yeah, we need it for the advanced motors. So we'll need to start making Moissanite, which gives us neodymium. Neodymium? Neodymium. And when we can use that to polarize with the stainless steel rod and make it magnetic. So that will be handy. I don't know what yttrium does. I guess it's just helium based centrifuging. What does yttrium do? Superconductor, okay. Interesting. Alright. So we'll have to macerate these later. What cadmium? What does cadmium do? Cadmium batteries? Yeah. Not too bad. Cadmium control rod. So I can make a nuclear reactor? I hope these don't explode on this mod list. So yeah, we're about at the cusp of chapter 4. We just need to make some polytetrafluoroethylene and mix it with a few things. So let's go ahead and money shot. We also got Pepsi, and we also got Ad Astra cheese, thanks to Tay. So with that, we can theoretically finish the cursed food section, aside from these 3. I could probably do that right now, but we still need plutonium to finish it off. And then I might spawn that duck in, because I still haven't seen a promenade duck, and that mod's kind of glitched on this pack, so not sure. I'll probably consort with the other members. So let's go ahead and get a compressor. We just need the cables, right? So wire mill. So then macerator. All right. And auto crafter. We are going to need to make another line of LV turbines. That much I know for sure, because this is starting to throttle. Not so much now. I guess I can get away with doing a little bit more. Not too much more. Guess we'll go one up here, facing the right way. Awesome. So let's go ahead and see. This should be a good place. Wire mill. Fluid. Item pipe. And copper cable. So copper cable can go there. So we are going to want the annealed plate and the annealed copper ingots. That will produce that. Go ahead and set the thing there. Alright, so we're going to want to macerate some of the ingots too. Alright, and then we're going to want the copper wire in, plate out. Take some of these so it has a place to go in our system, and then we will connect this. So out, block. I'm going to need a few more annealed cable. Cover. So just that, and that. That will create that. So we're going to need copper cable as our finished product. That. Rubber sheet. So that should start filling up from our rubber farm. Perfect. So I think I don't have to worry about these being throttled because we don't produce enough annealed copper. So that should be fine. Hey, you guys like the design of this? I like the way the brick kind of conforms to the slope a lot better than the dent cobblestone does over there. Let's go over here. I think I'm gonna put a board down. We could put... I don't really know what I could put there, honestly, for it to look good. Not really anything. Do we have, like, scaffolding? Sorta. Kinda. Well, whenever we get to creative flight, that will be fixed, so I'm not too worried about it. Copper dust there. Copper there. There. No, we didn't get one for a wire. So, we'll place the wire, I guess, down here. And then the cable here. That should start filling up. And so whenever that hits 512, the system will start prioritizing the motor components. I don't know how to get Moissanite. It gets with an aluminum drill. Ooh, no, it's with the stainless steel. So I guess we could just worry about aluminum drills with just the oil rig. But we don't have like a fluid setup. We also need to create flooring for something later down the line. Yeah, you know what? Honestly. How much aluminum do we have stocked up? We don't have a cutting machine. Okay. That's okay. Because we can make one. Because I want to make the something before I completely forget. Alright, so once we get the bolts, then I can make the aluminum drill head. We'll go ahead and craft the advanced wireless charger block. Does this need to be charged? Okay, yeah. Alright, so when we get the flight suit from the digital age, we could just have a bunch of power going into that, and then we'll just have flight for a little while. So I guess for now we can just like have it somewhere. Place it here for now, so it's not in the way of anything, but that's cool. Let's go ahead and get our bolts. Drill head. Now we can craft the mining drill. Looks like we need more aluminum plates. And a large pump. Through the walls of Boston, say. It's an Avatar reference, I believe. Alright, money. We got a lot. We got a digital circuit. A lot of stuff. Not bad. Even gave us the stainless steel barrel. Some other things. Ooh, those chemical reactors are going to be real nice. We get our first legendary StaTech coin. So we're going to need to start pumping polyethylene. Okay. So how to extract polyethylene from our setup over here. So we got the ethylene going here. Have it sent where? I don't think the ethylene. Where is it getting sent to outside of this? A better question. Why is it? Has it not been producing? Or no way. It's been making basic upgrades. Sulfuric acid is getting backed up. Which is a slight issue. Guess we could run the red fluid pipe into the voider. And set that at a low priority. Set that at priority 1. Because we don't want the sulfuric acid to clog up the system over here. Because that will be a problem. We just need the ethanol to increase. That's at max efficiency with 12 overclocking. Thinking about making a second distillery, honestly. How much ethanol is required? 1,000, right? Yeah, it's 1,000. So it does slowly make it. My question is, why is all the ethylene going in here? Should be going into here. Okay, so it's split. Alright, so what it was doing, which is weird because the priority is set for this higher. Well, it's kind of weird. It's starting to make it now. So what we'll do is we'll probably end up taking this pipe and having this set to a lower priority, and then have a fluid tank catch the polyethylene and then send it somewhere higher up on the machine. I think that's what we should do. Yeah. This configurable tank is kind of getting filled up. Sodium hydroxide should be going in here, right? Yeah. So this should still be making salt water. And then the excess lithium is getting sent down under somewhere. I think it's underneath the machine. So we'll go downstairs. Finish up the outside of the rubber sheet factory. This should be... yeah. Then these steam pipes are kind of useless now, but there's our connection to the AE2 system, and our lithium byproduct is getting sent here into our tank, which is almost filled up. 17,000 buckets, hell yeah. And then whatever can't go into the machine will be voided. It's what? 16,000 silicon and 38,000 sodium. Man, that's so last year. It was a terrible joke. I apologize. Moving on. We can... guess we could make the aluminum drills. Start automating them. Yeah, that's what we'll do. Let's take some assemblers. Another assembler. Grab our trusty red item pipes. Fluid pipes. think, yeah, we're going to need soldering alloy and cable. Not that cable. Aw, man. So let's make the drill head. Hopefully our machines can still shoot out enough fluid cables and item pipes to keep up. Guess we can take it from here. So you are going to be the drill head. So we're going to need actually... is there any soldering alloy connection? No, it's up there. Alright, so we'll take the one that's not being used with soldering alloy, so this one. So that will be the regular aluminum drill. Okay. Pump this. In, out. So aluminum drill, drill head, iron gear. Fluid pipes. Item pipes. Pumps. And electronical circuits and electrum cable. That should be everything except the drill, which we gotta make. So we'll go ahead and you can add multiple cables. I didn't realize you could add multiple cables. That's kind of cool. What was that? That was a weird visual bug. Alright, so now we have aluminum drills automated. Slam that there. So in order for us to get stainless steel drills, we're going to have to start doing this. So We're gonna have to make a few to get started. Which, you know, it's kind of bad. Don't necessarily like that. So our aluminum cables automated? Yep. Okay. So I don't think Leon will mind if we take a look at his scrapinator, his junkyard, for Moissanite. There's no Moissanite? What about neodymium? Probably help if I spell it right. I guess there is no. Okay. We really out here looking for another ore type, huh? Heavy handgun cartridge. Okay. Interesting. So lead can also go into acrylic acid. Yeah, that's a little bit of ways away. I'll probably look up some videos on some decent distillery tower setups and stuff when we get to that point. But it seems like in order to get to that point, we're going to have to create a temporary chain of distillery. I guess we can circumvent that using a configuration tank. So according to this, we should have a vacuum freezer and sending 3 of the liquids. So I think I might stock up on oxygen, nitrogen, and argon. So I think I might fill up a huge steel tank for each of these. Because I know I can send the oxygen to... I can send the oxygen to the annealed copper ingot, EBF, since that requires it. So down here, I could connect, I can make a space for the oxygen. Have it go down there. I think that's probably what we should do. So we'll leave that hole open. I think we have the air intake already. Yeah, we have 2. Combining argon and helium in a vacuum freezer will give you cryo fluid. So we'll need to stockpile this as well. So we'll grab a stack of electronical circuits and large pumps then. Or large motors. And we'll see how much centrifuges we can make. 3, that's... we'll make 4. Should be good enough. So, vacuum freezer. don't have enough silicon. So we'll set up something down here for that. Let's see. It would be over in this area. So yeah, we'll expand the platform out and we'll set up everything here. Probably shouldn't put it on the edge, but as long as I give myself the idea, we'll put a iron barrel down. Alright, so that's a later project. But we'll definitely keep note of that. Is there anything else we can work on? The pizza? Not really anything else we can do other than work on the machines. Unfortunately. Ooh, actually. The basalt generator. I think I can make tier 3? Yeah, I can make a tier 3. We'll go that route. I don't think... So we need 4, 8 Mark 1s. We need lava. Oh man. Actually out of steel machine casings. That's kind of bad. Do I have any more steel plates? Not of the right kind. Okay. That should be enough. For a 1216. Apparently I already had it. Well, that's okay, because we're still going to need them to make the Mark IV. That's fine. So we can figure out how this works. He had it. No concrete? No concrete. That's fine. What does it take to make fluorine? EBF? What does this do? Yeah, that's quite a bit. Liquid setups are not my forte, I will say that. But it is required to make chloroform. I would say, honestly, we don't need any more hydrochloric acid. Oh, we could probably send it back. So there's not really much we can do. I think that's what we might do instead. Just this way to eliminate the secondary fluids. Because we don't need any more sodium hydroxide, hydrogen. We don't need any of that. Just got to focus on the chlorine. And then meanwhile, over here at the wood tar, we can make methane with what we started earlier. We just have to distill into heavy fuel, chemical react with steam, make steam cracked, and then distill it again into methane. So we need 2 distilleries. Okay, so 4 large pumps. Two distilleries, and we already have a chemical reactor, so LV, steam turbines to fuel them all. How easy is it to make thermal generators? Really easy, apparently. We could just do that, honestly. 128 compared to 32. And we can use MV cables. Might start doing that, honestly. We'll see. Where's the Envar at? Got a decent amount. We'll make 2 just in case. So we'll have like pocket power over here. And we'll pull from this side. Where did I put the hatch at? That's the input hatch. That's the output hatch. I guess we will... Oh, I did make an entangled tank for it, so we can technically send it downstairs where there's more space. You know, that was at least the idea before I when expanded it, so we'll just we'll have it go into here. We'll repurpose it. So distillery to another distillery into, or no, into a chemical reactor into another distillery. We will have a stainless steel tank to collect them. It's a decent amount. Get our fluid pipes ready. Out, in, out, in. All right, so we need heavy fuel for from the wood tar. Then we'll set the heavy fuel filter. Heavy fuel will go in with steam. The chemical reactor. Lock everything just in case it tends to mess up, because it usually does. And that will give us steam cracked heavy fuel, which we can still into methane. Set the filter from steam cracked. Then set out methane. So we'll need both this and we'll repurpose that. Grab our tank. We'll add it to the tank graveyard over at the corner because not using that. So thermal generator onto both of these. So I want this to overclock, and I'll try to use one. Try to use one. So set that there first. We need two types of fluid pipes to run this, so we'll use the red and regular. The red being lava. And copper nickel should work. Yeah, okay. We need the holes too. I forgot about that. The chemical reactor seems to be doing just fine. But I feel like it's because it's on top. Is there a cheaper way, basic? Is that enough? I never tried with basic. No. Requires advanced. Okay. So we need some redstone batteries, which we don't have 10. That. A 10 cable. With some battery alloy plates. And some electrical cables. Alright, so now we should be able to accept MV from this. Okay. And is there upgrades that I can put in here? No, that's just fuel. Think. That's... yeah. No. Probably not useful. But we have it now. Yeah, it looks like we're gonna need another one. Just, these connect to each other? I don't think that's a smart play, though. Alright, so with all things done, we should be able to start making... So, go ahead and connect our steam. Good morning, Peaches. Hope you had a good day. I think that works. So we need it to distill enough to go into here. How's our machines keeping up? I think we're in business. Just need to create enough heavy fuel. I think it's 1,000. Usually 1,000. So then it's distilled again. If I was to get some upgrades, I'll grab 32. Would the magmatic or the thermal generators be able to handle it? Looks to still be going up. Alright, Alright, so we'll have to wait for this to overclock, but I can go to 96. So this should start creating. Okay. Hopefully my trees can keep up with this. But hopefully my boilers shouldn't have to run as much, because I believe Leon set up his boilers. So we got some methane finally. Not that much, but I don't think we need a lot of methane. Yeah, we just need to run it 10 cycles. Then it can make 500 millibuckets of chloroform, which we can mix with hydrofluoric acid and get a touch of fluorine, and then we can send that hydrochloric acid, I don't know, away, I guess. Because we are just going to do our own thing with that. We'll do the salt water electrolyzing to send to a chemical reactor. So I guess we can do that now. These seem to still be... Oh, no. Okay, let's, although MV to LV transformer might actually be good. But, we'll do this then. Since I can't keep up, I will make it keep up. Cool. There we go. So now we can take the methane and the electrolyzer. Do I have a spare? Nope. Alright, so now we got the electrolyzer. And we will connect configurable chest. That's actually pretty neat. So we'll guide the methane down. Or I guess we could all do it here. Let's hope this works. Yeah, so I'm not entirely too sure how these work. Okay, so that's how that works. Alright, that makes sense. And I can do a three-way split too, so that's pretty cool. So we might now actually need that. All right. We will need to connect it though. Let's see. So we'll need a chemical reactor. So this will be what we send everything to as the hub. So I'm thinking we use that for the chloroform, and then we void everything else. And automatic trash can. We will send the hydrochloric acid away. Okay. So we will input the methane, I guess. So we got 2,000. Okay. We'll take some water from an entangled tank. So we'll put the electrolyzer here. Fluid pipe into it. Chemical reactor. We want an electrolyzer with salt and water. So from underneath, and this is going to be a little scuffed. We'll actually take out the sodium and add to our line. Let's add power to this. And this. So the electrolyzer is good. Everything seems to be... Let's half you down. Still overclocking? Okay. Let's place row column. So we need to get over to there. Not too bad, actually. Okay, well, in that case, let's just not use the wand. So there it is. How close are we to the edge? Let's use the rest of our piled cobble then. So we need to run an item pipe all the way and connect it to down here. Good, good. That should still be filtered for just salt. They're really not connected yet? Hmm. I think I just need to place one more. Okay, good. Set the filter to input. Input the salt. Bro, she got the... Bro, Tay got the distillery tower I was just talking about. That's crazy. So we can take the sodium out. I'm pretty sure we have it voiding. So now we just need to connect the water. Then send the chlorine. That's not... I'm gonna need to nab some more fluid pipes. Chlorine. So we're gonna end up with chloroform. And that is 1/2. And then we'll need to make hydrofluoric acid. Then combine it. So we'll have to run a fluid pipe to our yes machine or set up a separate thing entirely and just use this cable. Tell you what, lava bucket. Just in case. Alright, so good. So once we hit, I guess, 1,000 again, we'll start making chloroform. Yeah, this is crazy. It's a weird setup. I guess while we're here, we could technically run a EBF over here as well. We'll just set it on a separate power grid. So I guess we can do that. What do we gotta do for the polytetrafluoroethylene? We need to just mix it with oxygen. What's the easiest way to get oxygen? Okay, that liquid air. So we could take from the tank that we're gonna make underneath. Okay. Okay, so that's good. Um, 18. So I need 2,000. Okay, we're about ready to see the fruits of the labor. It eats up a lot of wood tar, though, I will say. So this thing is going to be running constantly. I might end up making a separate wood farm, or hiring Leon to make a second wood farm for me, and we'll just make that 100% pure charcoal making, because this is going to eventually overclock to 96, and I don't know if it's going to be able to keep up. Okay, oh, we got some chloroform right here. So how much chloroform does it take? Makes 1,000, so it's got to run through twice. I believe, honestly, we can electrolyze water to get the hydrogen and oxygen. Yeah, I think that's what I might do instead. I think that's a lot more compact and easier. Because since we need hydrogen anyway, and oxygen is required for the combination. Yeah, we'll just electrolyze water instead of setting up that thing. We can have a buffer for the oxygen, but yeah, that's what we'll do. Let's get on to making fluorine. So, item input. Okay. So this will connect to our EBF. Alright, so we will have a We'll just stick with LV, honestly. Need more rubber sheets. That's unfortunate. We'll just use that for now, since we don't use those types of cables. So, power can go here. We'll set up a similar setup to our Pyrolyse oven. And we can just run it from the top. Now we just need a fluid output, which we will make into steel, so it'll hold a little bit more. So we'll set up the setup, I guess, this way? Or maybe I can run it back on itself? I don't know. Do I need enough space for it? Or do I have enough space for it? I'll need another chemical reactor. And an electrolyzer. Yeah, I think I can just run it back on itself. Should be fine. We will set that to fluorine. Now, I need fluorine dust, which means we need to start macerating fluorite. Just making sure we already have it in our machine right now. I don't know what's supposed to be here. Yeah, 128, 128. What if I just give them on like an 8? Gonna be able to keep up? No. What about a 4? Apparently nothing more than 128 is what 3 LV steam turbines can handle. Okay. So we got emeralds. Don't know what that is. Sapphire, quartz, ruby, nickel, lapis, antimony. How do I get... okay, fluorite, fluorite. Okay. So we do have fluorite. Where's my item pipes? Okay. So we are already up to 210 cable. That's good. So this will take fluorite ore, raw fluorite. And I'm not even going to take it out of the moat. Another steel macerator. So we're going to want raw fluorite going in, fluorite dust coming out. We will set up a place for just the fluorite dust to kind of linger. So since it's going to be a one-off thing, we'll just set it... What went here? Nothing? We'll set it there. Kind of looks like Invar. Kinda. Alright, now we can come over here. And connect. That will start to make fluorine. Fluorine? Yeah, fluorine. Okay, so already got 1,000 of it. That's really cheap to make. That's kind of insane. Okay. Now that we got fluorine, now let's get our electrolyzer. And 2 steam turbines, because we're going to need all the power in the world for this. Set that here. Connect it down. Wood pipes. Another electrolyzer. Yeah, let's go grab some rubber sheets, huh? We'll need some more pumps. Actually, we don't need motors. Well, it's already filled. Chemical reactor. Man, this is so... Yeah. So, let's see if we can't borrow the water. Without the... Will this handle... Will this handle the load? Seems to be draining. But these aren't. So that's... Okay, so... Yeah, that's a bit of a problem. So I guess what we can do... Just connect it. this is going to... hydrogen and oxygen. And we're gonna wanna fluid it out. Chlorine, quick, hydrofluoric acid, I think. Yeah, hydrofluoric acid. This will split. This will be the hydrogen. Use another color. Choose light blue. Alright, so got that. Hydrofluoric acid with chloroform. What's the oxygen needed for? You know what? We'll avoid this. We'll avoid this oxygen. That's what we'll do. We'll take it and void it on this side. When in doubt, void it out. So that's holding all the fluorine. That's still going. So let's start pumping water into it. So if everything is done correctly, let's get another automatic trash can. We will void the hydrochloric acid. I think. Unless that comes later. That might actually come later. Never mind. So. The fluorine's done. Hydrofluoric acid. And the chloroform in a chemical reactor. So we're going to need another chemical reactor. So this time we're going to run the chloroform all the way to the next one. So hydrofluoric acid is going into here, but let's set up what we need. Okay. Now we can have that stainless steel tank. Or not. Let's go ahead and connect it. Set the hydrochloric acid, then with the red fluid pipe, we will set the tetrafluoroethylene, oh, that's what the oxygen was for. My bad, my bad. Alright, stop voiding. Alright, we do need the oxygen. The oxygen will come over this way. Another chemical reactor. Right, so that should be set. Let's connect power. So we need the chloroform bucket. Which we don't get unless we disconnect. We'll disconnect that for now until we build up enough to get a bucket to get counted for the quest. What about hydrofluoric acid? Do we have enough over here? Okay. tetrafilane. Alright, so we gotta wait for this to get a bucket of tetrafluoroethylene, and we are so close to getting EV or HV. Ooh, distillery will come in handy. So we just need enough methane. I don't even really need this tank. That ate up a lot of wood tar. We're actually waiting on... Why is hydrogen and oxygen being made here? Shouldn't be made. Should only make chlorine. That was weird. So our hydrofluoric acid is maxed out. Yeah, I can't wait to start connecting again. Definitely want to take a break from tech progression mod packs for sure, for sure. Right, we're so close. All right, so that's one. So on the map, it's this connected to it. So let's see if our chunk loader is should be. Yeah. So when we AFK, this will run entirely while we're gone. So whenever we inevitably connect some assemblers to this chain over here, I think I'm just gonna run the item pipe and start making machines run over here with this fluid and then send it right back to our wall of progress instead of having everything in the yes machine. Because as nice as it is, if I continue to make stuff like this, there will be problems. Like, this works, but I really need to make polyethylene. Like, more polyethylene. Like, that's enough for that. But I'm pretty sure there's more things. Yeah, there's a lot more things we need polyethylene for. Apparently to make plastic too, but that's all the way. Apparently you can get it from oil too. So yeah, I'm not too worried about that. But other things could definitely be a problem. Okay, we have enough. Connect it. Okay. So we will send it on its way. Right, cool. I need some more tetrafluorine too. So I'm gonna hold off on that. I guess we'll disconnect. We'll disconnect the cable for now. And we need to get a bucket of the tetrafluoroethylene. And then we can just insert it manually into this machine so we can get credit for that. Let's use this as a buffer temporarily. So we'll set that buffer there. So we're waiting on one more round of chloroform. Ought to stop. It's not making enough salt. I think that's what that ore is. It's salt. I don't think it's making enough. Well, that might be an issue for another time, but right now it's AFKable. I could also set the priority to be #1 temporarily. Yeah. We'll set the temporarily to 4. So we should put salt in here first. Should. Oh, we could just kickstart it, honestly. I'm surprised that we managed to use all the salt. That's crazy. So that should be the last of the chloroform we need. And Or did it already get sent? Hope that makes 1,000. I really hope it makes 1,000. Oh man, I'm not waiting. We can come back to that later. Let's see what else. So we'll need to set up a auto crafter for the op amps. And thankfully it only takes 50 for those. So the op amps and the polyethylene for this. So we're going to automate silicon batteries, which I think we already have. Yeah, we already have automated silicon batteries. So what we can do is we can take all this and the polyethylene, I don't know. I might end up making another setup for polyethylene for just that assembler, since it's just sugar solution and I could just void the sulfuric acid from the ethanol, because we have enough sulfur. Yeah. Trying to think what else we can work on. Do we want the nitrogen? What's the nitrogen? So let's go ahead. Nitrogen is used for industrial TNT with tooling, which can be also distilled from wood tar. Pretty sure it's an oil byproduct. Yeah, so we can go the other way with that one, since we're going to need a lot of industrial TNT for later crafts. So I guess let's start making op amps. We don't have analog circuits, that's sad. Ooh, looks like I'm gonna have to AFK some more. Yeah, whenever that polyethylene fills up, because the upgrades aren't getting used anymore for that craft, once that fills up, I should probably lock the other set too, just in case. Yeah, we just want one. So we'll let that automatically fill up. Maybe in 1 to 2 days of AFKing, that'll build up. And we'll just copy the entangled chest setup from over this way. We'll just copy this, except just voiding the sulfur. Because it just gets wooded anyway. So maybe we'll just set this up. I don't think we need a buffer. didn't mean to do that either. Yeah, no buffer needed for that. A lot cleaner looking too. So the polyethylene, which we will just doink. Op amp. So we'll run a red wire to this underneath. So it'll be cleaner. Polytetra, is this done yet? How's it? That's insane. So we just need one more batch of chloroform. Right, so for the op amp, I hope the copper cable, I hope those LVs will be enough. I might add one more. Or not. Let's go ahead and make one more. Actually. I'm making these. Apparently I'm out of redstone again. Right, so connect to set it here. That should keep up, and we can run the copper cable. This one. Awesome. So op amps are now about to be started. And we are about to get our next tetrafluoroethylene. Let's go ahead and put our there. Grab the bucket. And we will manually put that in there. Put you in there. And be sure to connect our cool. So, item pipe. And we're going to need some casing to climb up with. Right, in, out. We need resistors. Transistors. And diodes. So we got some op amps. Let's go ahead and gladly add it to our setup. All right. I'm pretty sure all the others are just rafters, so that's not bad at all. They need a lot of resistors, but we should have enough for that. Considering that crafting it makes 3, assembling it makes 12, so that should be fine. These are kind of rough, but it makes so much, it doesn't even matter. So the only thing we need to worry about now is the digital circuit board, which we have everything. We just gotta hook up the polyethylene to it. So that's not bad. And that will allow us to make digital circuits, and with those we can unlock the rest of the game. Especially the energy crystals. That's insane. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this live stream. Leave a like, comment, rate, subscribe, and thank you all for watching. And yeah, hopefully this weekend I will have something exciting planned, honestly. I don't know if I'm going to do like a long episode of this, set up a lot of machinery, or if I'm going to play something else. But I'll catch you guys later. Bye-bye.